Welcome to Daily Timothy Time. My name is Carl Coates, and it's a privilege, pleasure, and an absolute joy to be with you once again with an open King James Bible today, Wednesday, the 9th of April 2025. We're in the book of Genesis, and I'm going to pick up from we're in Genesis chapter 8. I want to pick up from verse 13. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the second month, on the 27th day of the month, was the earth dried. And God spake to Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife, and thy sons wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful, and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, every beast, every creeping thing, every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, after their kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast, and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savour. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. Wonderful passage that. Some light commentary, if I may, here, folks. If you go to verse 20, and Noah builded an altar. You know, this is before the law. Have you ever stopped and thought about that? He builded an altar. So obviously the Lord had communicated some things to Noah. And remember Genesis 5, those names down there? Those brethren knew some things. They knew some information. In fact, that goes all the way back to Cain and Abel when they brought their offering. Now, here's the thing. Have you ever been in a church and they have what they call an altar call? Makes me think. Do we do sacrifices in church buildings today? Well, we both know that doesn't happen. So that's a misused word out in the panoply of Christendom. And let me be pellucid here. Hey, I'm not attacking the church here, but what I am saying is the terminology used. You know, it's the churches out there, they're treating people like Israel, like they're under the law. It's not an altar at the front of the church, rather it's a pulpit. Keep that in mind. Next time you're in church, think about that. And then if you drop down to verse 22, and in closing to wrap up today, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. You know, when I look at this whole global warming thing that gets pushed down our throats every single day, I read that verse there and I just go, hey, this is, you know, there's going to be summer and winter. Nothing's going to change. And, you know, so that verse I'm not asking you to, but I take comfort in that verse when it comes to that whole global warming crisis stuff that's out there that gets pushed on us. Anyway, that's just something for you to consider. Do with it as you will, be persuaded in your own mind, as Paul would say in Romans. Folks, if you are looking for more study material, go to Wholesome Words Wednesday on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube and Spotify. And also go check out shorewoodbiblechurch.org, wonderful website. You can be stuck there for 10 years if you really wanted to. In fact, 20 years. There's so much stuff there. And folks, remember this. If you've got Bible questions, we're now answering Bible questions. Look at the description box down below. You'll see the email address to send your questions. Lastly, remember to keep your sword sharp, soldier. Till we meet again tomorrow if the Lord tarries. Grace and peace to you. Maranatha.